Alright, I'm sorry for spamming y'all today with all of the Redskins updates, but this one is strictly just for a debate in the comment section. I'm going to be in that comment section debating with y'all, chopping it up. We can agree, disagree, or whatever. I'm going to bring some facts. I just want to see how y'all feel about a few debate topics. So let's go ahead and get to them right now. Let's get it. Alright, first of all, since Desmond Trufant got signed by the Detroit Lions, I believe it's like a 2-year deal, and Darius Slay has already said that he's wanted out, would you want to do a trade straight up Trent Williams for Darius Slay? One of the best corners in the league? Because it even looks like Trent Williams is asking for more money per year than Darius Slay is. And in the meantime, until we're ready to use a first or a second round pick on an offensive tackle, we can just get Jason Peters in free agency on a relatively cheap short-term deal since he's 38 years old to fill the hole that Trent Williams will leave behind. And we'll end up with one of the best corners in the league. And we'll more than likely just end up signing them long term. Not gonna lie, even though trading an offensive tackle for a cornerback isn't a fair trade when you look at it on the surface, but Trent Williams clearly doesn't want to be here. He's asking for too much money, and the Redskins are not budging for anything that's not at least a second round pick. And right now, all we're getting is third round offers. And at the end of the day, with how the tackle market is looking, with teams signing way lesser known name tackles out there, clearly showing that we'll prefer to just go with a cheaper, less good option for now than to go trade for Trent Williams. It seems like Trent Williams is going to end up playing for us this year or just holding out. Trading him right now before the trade deadline that comes up in October seems highly unlikely. But the Lions need an offensive tackle, especially an offensive tackle of the caliber of Trent Williams, who's easily a top 10 tackle when healthy and has had an entire year to recover and get right. So he should pretty much still play like he's in his prime, should be 100% healthy, all of that. And in return, we get one of the best corners in the league. And not only that, we get a corner that highly respects Terry McLaurin. Darius Slay said on Instagram Live that other than Keenan Allen, Terry McLaurin was his hardest to cover wide receiver. Look at it right here.
Oh, man. Little Terry scared? Terry bought that, man. Redskins got him one. But they stole the one from Ohio State. Terry, nice. He's nice, man. To be honest, that whole year besides Keenan Allen, he was my hardest one I covered that whole year. The boy was so fast and quick. He probably would have scored on me about 2 times if the quarterback ain't overthrown him. So I'm like, oh, shoot, thank you, Jesus. He was scored on me probably twice. You know, one of them I had got bumped. And then one of them, he kind of just like did a move so fast, I didn't even know. Cuz could have scored on me twice. But he didn't. And I'm going to take the win like that. He ain't scored twice, so I got the dub. He ain't scored at all. But he still had a good game, though. He made a good catch on me, too, for a clutch play, though. Nah, he won that battle. Heck yeah, he won that one. I'll make a lot of plays, too, though.
I mean, that's respect right there. And to bring him on our team, that would be crazy. I mean, I really wish everything could have worked out for Trent Williams in Washington. But at this point, it just seems like it's only about money. I mean, Dan Snyder did everything he could to make Trent Williams happy. Got rid of the training staff, the head athletic trainer, brought in a whole new staff and a head athletic trainer, and hired one of the smartest doctor exercise science guys out there doing it, and literally just created a job for him, the Wilkes guy, so that he can just help the team out in whatever way he can, advising everything. Got rid of Bruce Allen, brought in Ron Rivera, all of that type of stuff. And Trent Williams is still unhappy, which means at this point it's literally only about money. It can't be resentment. It can't be a grudge, because everybody that did you wrong is pretty much gone. So at this point, it's just money. So if we could trade Trent Williams for Darius Slay, as much as I hate to trade a tackle for a cornerback, it seems like it actually might make a lot of sense. Plus, Darius Slay is 2 years younger than Trent Williams and has a much better injury history. It's not perfectly clean, but it's way better than Trent Williams' injury history. That seems like that would be a win-win for both sides. And I've even checked out Detroit Lions forums and stuff where they've discussed the possibility of trading Darius Slay for Trent Williams, and it looks like most of them actually prefer to do the deal also. It seems like it's a win-win for both sides. They value Trent Williams more than we do, and we value Darius Slay more than they do. And it seems like that trade would make both sides happy. For us, it would suck that we don't have an immediate replacement for Trent Williams, but like I said, we can go and get Jason Peters for cheap to be a short-term option, and then we can worry about getting a dominant left tackle in the 2021 draft. Or with this next scenario that we're about to debate about, we can go and get a Trent Williams replacement with a top 15 first round pick in this 2020 draft. Let's go ahead and get to the next debate topic. And now the debate that's even more controversial. Should the Redskins just go ahead and sign Jadeveon Clowney for the $20 million a year that he wants, and then just trade that number 2 pick away, trade back, and then go and get the collection of people that a lot of people want, like Isaiah Simmons and or Jeffrey Okudah and or Tristian Wirfs or Jedrick Wills or Andrew Thomas to replace Trent Williams if we were to trade Trent Williams for Darius Slay, and or one of those top wide receivers like CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, whatever package you wanted to put together. And it's a very interesting idea because Jadeveon Clowney actually looked consistent and dominant for the Seahawks towards the end of last year and in the playoffs. He looked like the Jadeveon Clowney that the Texans wanted when they drafted him. He showed some all-pro talent once he got to the Seahawks. The stats didn't show it, but he disrupted a lot, pressure-wise, and forced the offensive line to shift towards him, double team him, and all that type of stuff. And then we miss out on Chase Young, but then we get Jadeveon Clowney to be on the opposite side of Montez Sweat starting, which is a dominant front four. And then we'll have the chance to get, say, Isaiah Simmons and Andrew Thomas. We'd gain elite linebacker and offensive line talent. Or we can say get Jeffrey Okudah and CeeDee Lamb, elite cornerback and wide receiver talent, along with Jadeveon Clowney. And even with the Darius Slay for Trent Williams scenario, Quentin Dunbar seems to be even more upset with the Redskins than I thought previously. I mean, on Twitter recently, he said something about all respect lost. So it seems like he really doesn't want to be here. So even if we were to trade Trent Williams for Darius Slay, we would still need to go get Jeffrey Okudah probably. So those are the positives of signing Jadeveon Clowney. Plus, it would give y'all one of those big splash names that a lot of y'all have been wanting, instead of all of these good value, kind of lesser known guys that we've been signing in free agency. We would get one of the top edge rushers in the league and still have that second overall pick to trade back and fill holes that we need to be filled in other parts of the team. But now let me explain to y'all why I don't want to do this. First of all, I love Chase Young. I feel like his ceiling is limitless and he will be better than Jadeveon Clowney and way healthier and more dependable. So that's first and foremost. I prefer Chase Young over Jadeveon, period. But even then, Jadeveon wants $20 million a year. Chase Young is going to be on a rookie contract. So that's lump-sided in itself. Also, the trade back scenario for the number 2 pick is looking a little iffy right now because quarterbacks have filled a lot of spots. And you still have Cam Newton out there, who really the only spots left for him are us and the Patriots, really. Like, the quarterback market isn't as dark anymore. A lot of teams have their quarterbacks, if not for the future, at least now. You still have Jameis Winston and Cam Newton out there, even though a lot of people aren't out there fighting for Jameis Winston. And then you also have multiple quarterbacks in the draft that may fall. A lot of people love Justin Herbert, who may make it pretty far. You have Jalen Hurts, who somebody can probably even get in the 3rd round. And then, of course, you have Tua and Joe Burrow, with Joe Burrow more than likely going to the Bengals. But Tua may make it to the Dolphins at the 5th pick without them even having to trade up. So the value of trading back that number 2 pick isn't as high as we thought it probably was. We might not be able to get all of those first round picks we expected. Also, if we don't take Chase Young, then we'll just have to deal with him twice a year when he goes to the Giants, which is a huge problem. Especially with this Trent Williams turmoil and chaos. Who's going to be the guy to block him? Right now on our roster, Morgan Moses is our best tackle. And just imagine Morgan Moses blocking against Chase Young twice a season. That would be so tragic. And also, another option out there is to trade for Yannick and then give him an extension. Yannick Ngakoue is 3 years younger than Jadeveon, has a much better injury history, and is arguably better than Jadeveon. It depends. And even though you would have to trade something along with paying him a lot of money, that's still an alternative to signing Jadeveon Clowney to $20 million a year. So those are just 2 very interesting debates out there that I want to see what y'all got to say in the comments. I'm going to be in them comments. I'm going to be debating with y'all. I just want to see how y'all feel about it. literally just putting out this video to get y'all opinion on it, more so than for me to talk about it. Also, it looks like the Redskins may have found a Chris Thompson replacement, and that makes me kind of sad because I really like Chris Thompson. I really wish it could have worked out. I wish he could have been here during the Ron Rivera era instead of the Jay Gruden era where everything was so hectic. It seems like we wasted his best years away. And then along with him being injury prone, it looks like it's the end of the road for him here, especially after the Redskins just signed J.D. McKissick from the Detroit Lions. At 26 years old, he had 433 yards in a very limited role with Detroit. And he is a young, youthful receiving back with a way cleaner injury history than Chris Thompson. He's way younger, and he's also proven that he can tote the football too if need be and not just be a third down back. He has some potential to him. This is definitely another one of those Redskins underrated, smart signings on a cheap contract for a player that has some high potential, and there's very little risk for signing them because we signed them for so cheap. I mean, you already could tell that Chris Thompson was pretty much gone when Jay Gruden was gone, but this pretty much just put the nail in the coffin. And along with the debate topics, I want to know how y'all feel about CT leaving finally. And how do y'all feel about his replacement? Do you think JD will actually bring something explosive to the running back group? I mean, you already know we have Darius, Bryce Love, who can be Pro Bowl, possibly even all-pro talents when healthy. You have Adrian Peterson, who's the very dependable, can obviously be a primary running back, get 1,000 yards a season still at this age. And then the running back market out there is insane because you have Melvin Gordon and Devontae Freeman, who right now pretty much have no suitors because nobody wants to pay them all of that money that they're asking for. People have already seen what happens with Ezekiel Elliott and Todd Gurley. So running backs going on their second contract is pretty much dead. Getting that second contract just isn't a thing. Getting a lot of money in this league as a running back just doesn't happen anymore. Melvin Gordon still has all of the talent in the world, and he's struggling to find a team right now. Devontae Freeman is out there. I mean, it's just no point. Running backs go later in the draft than they used to. DeAndre Swift, like 10 years ago, would have easily have gone top 10. But now he may go late in the first round just because running backs aren't in need anymore. It's a flooded market. They rarely make it to their second contract. You can get excellent production out of even undrafted free agents like Philip Lindsay did for the Broncos 2 years ago. And then before I get up out of here, I just want to know from y'all opinion, would y'all prefer Eric Ebron or Delanie Walker? Delanie Walker is the older option, but he's slightly more dependable because Eric Ebron is the more talented option. But even at 26 years old, he's still more injury prone than Delanie Walker is at this point. And there's also some slightly noticeable character issues when it comes to Eric Ebron. Are we willing to take on that baggage? So I just want to get a feel from y'all how y'all feel about, do y'all prefer Eric Ebron or Delanie Walker? And either way, whether we sign either of them, I still want Adam Trautman and or Thaddeus Moss in the draft. I also love the potential of Hale Hinges, who started to show a little something in those last 2 games of the season. But yeah, man, I just want to get y'all opinion on all of those topics. Please get in them comments and let me know how y'all feel about everything. I will be in them comments. I'll get right back to y'all. I've been busy working on other videos and stuff. I'm coming out with a video tomorrow basically talking about where do we go from here as far as free agency for the Redskins, what is our available cap space at this point, who's available at each position that we need filled, all of that type of stuff. So I'm working on that video right now, so I might not get to them comments immediately, but I will get back with y'all. I just really want to see how Redskins Nation feels about these various topics I just talked about. So make sure you like the video if you learned anything. If you liked it, please subscribe. If you haven't, coming out with draft talk videos, all kinds of stuff. I'm going to keep spamming y'all with free agency stuff. I got all of those other videos I talked about coming to y'all, like the Redskins jersey and helmet designs, the Air Coryell offense breakdown, why the Redskins shouldn't and won't take Tua with the second overall pick, all of that type of stuff. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that, and I'll catch y'all later. I'm out.